All right, Miami Norland, are you ready to see the fabulous, fabulous piano duo all the way from Hong Kong? Please give it up for the fabulous Ping and Ting. Miami Norland, I absolutely love you. So this time around, I'm here to talk to you about Piano Slam. We are absolutely excited to be here. And we are closing this long 2-week school tour. And what perfect place to close it out but here. So who has never in your life, you've never heard of Piano Slam? Please raise your hand. Okay. Who has heard of Piano Slam? Okay, so it's 50-50. The beautiful thing is that we have social media now, and the beautiful thing is that I'm going to say a lot of things and it's going to go in one ear and out the other, and it's okay. But luckily, we have a very interactive and a very informative website, which is pianoslam.org. And I want you to remember that, pianoslam.org. It is our 10th year. And it is based and produced by a foundation, the Dranoff 2 Piano Foundation. And what they're most known for is that they do the most famous competition in the world for 2 pianos. So it's like being in the music business and getting paid a lot of money. I don't know about y'all, but I like to eat and get paid doing what I love, right? And so Piano Slam is all about music. It's about making sure that we are all exposed to music, love music. So it started off by just bringing, well, it's not just, these are 2 grand pianos that you're going to see here, that it takes a village to get them here, right? And we wanted to kind of make it hit. Well, you know, sometimes people don't realize that classical music, you know, Beethoven was like the Tupac of his time, and people don't realize that. So how are we going to make it a little hipper? Well, why not talk about the poetic version of music, right? Because we all know that hip-hop, the mother of hip-hop is poetry. So we took poetry and we took music and we gelled it together and we created this wonderful program where we go to schools and we give you this amazing program of actually having workshops from spoken word poets and world-renowned poets. And it's also a competition. So you all, especially I know Miss Simonette's, and every year Norland that has competed, you have won. So the trick is not just being a fly lyricist, but you've got to talk about the musicality in poetry. So you have to use musical terms, right? And sometimes we're like, well, that's too hard. No, it's not, because you're always talking about energy and rhythm and beat, and you're always walking with swag and talking and moving. There is rhythm in everything that we do every day, right? So what Piano Slam does, you compete, you go online, your teachers know all about it, you go to pianoslam.org. When you win, because I am affirming that for you, there's going to be at least 2 winners from Miami Norland, like it's happened before. You guys are so good that sometimes we have to choose 2 and not just 1, right? So you get $100 cash. New thing is your teachers, you get $100 cash, because your teachers deserve that too. And yes, give it up for your teachers and $100. But here's what's really cool, is that not only do you get your $100 cash, but now for 2 whole weeks, and this year we have a new director. This year, Tea is a world-renowned Broadway director who is going to be directing the show that is going to be at the Arts Center. So for 2 weeks, you get coaching, you have classes, you get prepared to perform at the Adrian Arts Center with a DJ Cardi, who's a very famous DJ, hip-hop dancers and modern dancers and 2 pianists, and it's just going to be amazing. And now, the best one that night, $500 cash, so that's $600, and a laptop. And now you're going to start gigging. That's what I call it. Who knows what gigging means? What? Who? Working. You start getting paid for what you do, for your craft. Now you become the best poet in all of Miami-Dade County. Now all the cities want to know who you are. None other competitions want to know who you are. Now suddenly, just for 10 minutes of your time, you get paid anywhere between $100 to $1,000, and I've seen that happen. So I don't want to just focus about that. It's a competition and it's just, you get money, which it is. But we also just want to focus at what we want to do is make sure that you fall in love with music, which we already are in love with music. Y'all listen to music all the time. we could debate all day the quality of the music we're listening to right now, but that's okay. We're here to jazz it up a little bit. On top of that, we're so world-renowned that we don't just go around the corner, down to Hialeah and get you some Pepe and Papi to play for you. No, we don't. This time around, we went all the way to Hong Kong. So you're about to see two amazing, who have, actually I believe they're alums. They have won at the Dranoff Two Piano Foundation competition. And they have, can you imagine? They just told me they flew 27 hours to be here, and they have performed in 2 weeks in 12 schools, sometimes up to 2 concerts in a day. And then we also have a very easy on the as poet, Marnino, who will also come, and we're going to do this really special piano slam. Let's call it a jam. Yes? Because piano slam is all about the love, the rhythm, about poetry, about music, and those are things that rule our lives every day. So why not use that to incorporate that to improve ourselves in our grades, in life, the way we communicate. And right now, I don't know if you guys have been watching the news lately, but we need music. I need you, babies. I need you to write. I need you to play the piano. I need you to entertain. I need you to get it together, because it's only you that's going to save us, truly. Yes? Do we agree on that? Y'all got my back? Okay. So without further ado, now please, people, they came from Hong Kong. I need y'all to be real loud and real nice, okay? All right, Miami, Norlands, are you ready to see the fabulous, fabulous piano duo all the way from Hong Kong? Please give it up for the fabulous Ping and Ting.
Thank you so much for your participation. So this is a jazz music from French composer called Claudia Bolling, and he has actually written this for 2 pianos with the percussion drum set and also a double bass. But today we have some smaller instrument instead of the whole set of jazz instrument. And actually, there are 2 more pieces he wrote for this whole set of music, but today we only have little time, so we have performed you the most interesting music. Yes. And the next, thank you. And the next music we will going to perform with Malino, our poet, and it is about yin and yang for the music part. And yin and yang is, you know that is a Chinese philosophy about two opposing energy, which is also complementary to each other to make the world, our universe, and also the nature around us in harmony or in balance. And the composer is from Miami, the local composer. He is called Frederick Kaufman. And this is one of the commission piece from the Piano Slam. And what is special for this music in two piano is that the two piano can features this duality in the philosophy, and then the black keys and white key on the pianos also symbolize these two contrasting elements. And also the composer, he used the different dynamics, very loud or soft atmosphere, and also the ranges, the pitch of the pianos, and also different articulation, short, you can hear short note or very sustained passage to symbolize all these differences. So let me welcome our poet, Malino, to introduce his poem.
Right. Beautiful. Is it? Hold on, let's see. Okay, we're ready. Beautiful is a skin like concrete that finds no rift or crack even when marched on for centuries, skin like asphalt. Dark as griot narratives in Ashanti tribes, beautiful as a skin like fire. If I didn't learn how to love mine, I would have been crucified by it. Sankofa after Black Dada. My mother and father are both immigrants. Both planted me so deep underneath foreign soil, I actually started to believe my roots were deep here. Started to lose touch with my homeland and started to think a rose in concrete could ever be as beautiful as one raised in its own soil. My father doesn't speak a lick of Creole in the house. Only raised 3 fires with a burning tongue that sat in between his teeth in fear that he would carve the wrong language to our throats. My mother, afraid of her own native tongue, nesting on ours, taught me the word love before I knew what it's supposed to sound like both. More willing to adopt a new language than to blast broken Africa onto my lips. I didn't know I was Haitian for the first 5 years of my life. The 10 in between I didn't want to be. School was a clenched John Oz bully the moment students heard my last name. Watched it unravel from the shadows when it fell off my teacher's tongue at attendance. Toussaint was an island and my skin wasn't light enough to hide. I was Haitian and now everybody knew it. And those who are fascinated couldn't compliment me without setting a fire to my chest like, yes, I do have good hair. No, you can't run your fingers through my hair. And no, it's not good for a Haitian. And what makes good hair anyways? As if my hair was a blessing that sprouted from my cursed skin. Like when did this become cursed skin? This black only gave me reason to love myself. Reason number one, we know how to paint freedom in black before anybody else did, but I guess freedom ain't got nothing to do with love. Started diving into conversations, praying to land on rose petals. That when I wake up from this red river, won't be my own blood this time. I've dealt with thorns too often. And even when you get them, my scars start to show. I started denying being Haitian. Pulled porter prints out of my teeth and started rolling my R's more than normal until Monday unclenched this jaw just enough for me to smile through it. Smile with the same girl who said she hates my people because we do black magic. Wanted to say if I do magic, then you do stupid. Smile with the boy who said he hates my people because we're poor. As if our school wasn't a block away from gentrification and he lived a block away from my poverty. Smiled with them. Half forgetting I'm black. Half wanting to believe that. Whole regretting I pulled the black out of my skin like a moon said I've been. Black moon, black sun, Black sunrise. For the last 5 years, I've been black sunrise skin. Misunderstood love to let the lips of Nina Simone and Motown record. Black and pride, James Brown. I heard my skin beautiful before I saw it. Found compa tucked in my twang, just enough to make a conversation two-step. One for each rose petal. I love me not end, I love me. So whenever I'm on beat, I know how this ends. Music saved my black. Taught me more than back pocket pride, that I can stash my black in a melody and play it back whenever I forget what love sounds like. So this poem is for you. If you ever forget to, it will love you when nothing else knows how to accept for a song, but a song is enough. Because Black Dada is enough. And yes, I'm a Zoe. Tatted on my chest I am. Because tattoos are timeless. This love is timeless. And my skin is timeless too. Thank you. Everybody make some noise for Ping and Ting. Y'all amazing musicians, yo. They'll be back. Okay. All right, so you guys are hilarious. I have like so many things I need to talk about. First of all, like, y'all are like rhythmically challenged. Like when the clapping thing happened, y'all was struggling. No, I'm just. All right, no, but word. My name is Marnino, and before I start doing my I have two other pieces for y'all. But I just want to can you guys put your hands together for Piano Slam one time, please? So like this movement is amazing. Not only because like they're paying me, but because they're opening opportunities for artists. Like who in here is an artist by chance, like of any sort? You know what I'm saying? I think this is amazing because there's not that many spaces that respect artists on a level to open up a platform for them to have a voice and also respect them enough to understand that this is work and we deserve to be paid for that. So one time for Piano Slam for being amazing and making opportunities for artists and poets. So this next poem I'm gonna do, I'm like actually hot, but I don't want to take my jacket off because you guys are gonna go crazy. Okay, chill. All right, right. That was. All right, check it. You guys are awesome. So this piece, so I wrote this piece for Black women. Being double minorities, right? Like it's in like this space, women and Black people are minorities, and it's a struggle. And I believe that the Black woman in that combination doesn't get a voice enough of the time. So this poem is for that. She loves with her fist balled up. She loves with her walls up. She been hurt like all us. Eyes done lost its stardust like all us, but she worse. Curse her own happiness with a tongue flick on some sick ish. She even unsubscribed to guys, but still got trust issues. So now she kicks herself out of her own glass slippers. Believes that no prince can fit her. She all fisticuff, and she ain't used to nobody taking care of her head. So you have to condition her, teach her how to love herself again. And now she's used to augmenting arguments, so she calls her significant others more names than Diddy. But used to call names in her piece too. But the last man that she called daddy thought it gave him the right to get physical. I think the reason she's so quick to bail is because her last man beat her to the punch every time. So now her messed up is like low-hanging fruit. You can get it easy. So she keeps these emotions like criminals, keeps them trapped behind bars. And it's ironic because she writes poetry. She just don't speak it because she ain't used to sharing her life sentences. So she keeps her sentiments stashed in cells. And well, now you're starting to be able to see it in her anatomy. I mean, we all been broken. She's just starting to look it. I mean, she used to love butterflies out of your stomach, make you speak and forget the inside of your mouth, whether it's your tongue or your feet. She could love earthquakes into your knees, anvils out of your ankles. Ain't it a whole new feeling when you learn how to float and she knows how to fly? And love hard, but fall harder, and ain't nobody ever loves a meteor, right? Loves it until it falls, but forgets it when it hits the ground. All she knows is being loved like gravity. The problem is, my kind will pull her down and call her angry, Black, And woman, like they synonymous, the problem is she black. And woman, the only ghost the bullet belongs to. The problem is she lives with a president who holds a handful of crotches. And it's crazy because she's a woman just like his mama. Like my grandmother was a god or something same. So who's to blame the divine for a flood like she been through it? Even smiled a rainbow to say peace, but we brothers make it hard on a black girl. We even turned our backs on a black girl. Because white girl mean we made it, but black girl mean we made. We forgot the church in our tongues. Black women are Sundays, and some days I think she needs to be reminded. I see the New Testament, how Jesus Ben came back, and ain't no question if she black, because we see her, and she loves with her fist balled up. And all us need to do is kiss her fist a little bit harder, unravel her hands, and give her something to count on. Thank you. Cool. Word. Awesome. So check it, yeah. I want to do real quick, shout out to Viking Freedom Riders. Yeah, you guys are awesome. The poets, the poet champs on campus. Yeah, I know. So this last poem, I want to share, like, so my first poem was really important, right? Because I'm Haitian, obviously, but in the space of being in school, I think a lot of times we don't like accept each other for what we are, and that was my struggle being Haitian. People didn't understand the difference of culture. Anybody Haitian in here? Word? Nice, dope. Yeah, Jamaicans in here? Yeah, okay. We not, there's too many shout outs to do. But yeah, like the poem was also about the fact that music kind of saved my life, and that's super important in the space because that's what Piano Slam is about the idea of poetry and music saving your life. But I want to share this poem because it's a poem that I wrote. So my grandmother passed like in 2014, yeah. And you said what? I don't know what you said. Yeah, and I never really accepted that until like a lot of these terrible things started happening where Vegas and Texas and Orlando and those things just made me recognize the emotions that I didn't share. So I wrote this for that, but it's super surrounded around the idea that I miss my grandma, so yeah. Whenever I had nightmares, I would always run into my grandmother's room and tuck myself underneath the oak tree arm until I fell asleep again. Words from Grandma. If I'm ever not around to love you into a dream, just close your eyes and pray. Life is a lot scarier with your eyes open, a lot darker with your eyes open, so I found myself wrapped around rosaries, planted the prayer rugs just trying to dream something beautiful. Have you ever noticed the world isn't all that beautiful? Like maybe it's broken, hardly mosaic, barely stained glass stunning here. You can't unlearn fear, can't unhear gunshot, can't unhinge it from your loved ones. And yes, life is a lot scarier when you have loved ones, but if I've learned anything about fear, it's that it can't exist where there's perfect love. And if I've learned anything about prayer since my grandmother died, it's that I've been doing it wrong. Trying to pray the lost back to life when I should be trying to pray the life back into you who tiptoe around landmines. Walk with crosses tied to your spine, you who pray with crumpled hands and calloused lips, eyes glossed over, drunk in rage, you who would tear down pine needles and avert crowns, tinsels, and nativity sets and believe there's nothing left to celebrate, you who's broken, like Paris, like Cali, like Orlando, like Texas, like Vegas, like the peaceless parts of the Middle East, you who left grains your hearts in gunpowder. I'll be honest, my ears are still wet to this. I can't remember the last time we televised fear. Here behind industrialization, my angel wing innocence hasn't been clipped yet. Feathers still unruffled, but hashtags are just like obituaries, and every day I log in and see something new has died, and I know death. How it feels like warm bodies squirming within bed sheets below your belly button. How it feels like cage bird beneath your ribs, so when you cry, it sings something like slave song. How it feels like nostalgia, a couple hours after one drink too many, so once you're crying and throwing up all the butterflies you forgot to use last night, you can't help but feel regret and I know death. How it's everything like the movies, except nothing like the movies, really. You always expect them to come back to life. It's just here they never do, so I can't help but hurt. Can't help but wade in thorn brush. Some things cut too deep to ignore, and other things you can't just grin and bear, even after being taught to dig a smile from beneath your teeth like a subterranean sun. I found myself trying to dream others out of nightmares, trying to pray as loud as army boot and thunder, because if there's one thing harder than a fight, it's doing it alone, so I'm praying with you. But nightmares don't go away as easily as it would in somebody's arms. Let's put the world in our arms. Hold it as tight as a nervous belly. Love it until we give global warming a valid explanation. Love it like my grandmother loved me, no. Like somebody loved you before you locked them in a memory quote. It's always dark before the glory of sunrise. So will you love somebody? Will you pray until it's bright enough to see something? Thank you. So thank you guys. You guys are amazing. And please make some noise for Ping and Ting coming back up to the stage, y'all.
So today we're gonna perform one more very different pieces from the before we have done. We were gonna hear classical music from Franz Liszt, who is a romantic composer, and he has wrote a lot of virtuoso music. And this is a transcription for 2 pianos, and you must have heard it before in a cartoon, I'm sure. So please enjoy.
Oh, come on. These beautiful pianists have been playing the piano since they were 3 years old. They traveled 27 hours to come perform for you. Please give it up for Ping and Ting. Let's bring back to the stage Marnino as we... As we close out Piano Slam 10 school tour, thank you so very much for you guys being here, for you guys bringing this amazing show, for the staff here, Miss Precious Simonette, we love you very much. Now remember, pianoslam.org. You want to find out how you can compete. Also, the grand finale, the main show, is February 28th. You need to RSVP, but it's free. It's free. I think usually sometimes we provide busing for the school as well. So please, okay? Give yourselves a round of applause. Ping, Ting, Marnino, Miami Norland Piano Slam. Thank you very much. Thank you.